the ghost car that led authorities to a bizarre discovery of a space-time event. Now, we know that people have claimed that even in the ancient times, there were time portals, space portals, and gates to another world, another frequency. And what does this mean? Now, urban legends about ghost vehicles are not few. In most of them, the vehicles are either trains or cars. In some others, they can be ships or planes. Some of them last for years, and they're spread by word of mouth. Creates an absolute mystery about what happens and how many of the chapters of the legends are true, how many are a figment of people's imagination. There's a case of a ghost car, which is really one of the strangest we've ever heard. On December 11, 2002, several drivers on the A3 motorway in Surrey, England, called the police to report an accident. One of them said he saw a vehicle lose control with its headlights on and go off the road. The police believed that it was a routine search of this, but the police officers who arrived at this area, at the spot of the scene, searched the place indicated by the drivers but found nothing. No car, no debris, no damage to the highway. Finally, a few hours later, they discovered a burgundy Vauxhall Astra in a ditch covered with branches. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. So they found the Vauxhall Astra in a ditch covered with branches. So far, nothing strange, but one detail turned the story into a legend. The accident had not happened recently. Instead, the car was there for 5 months. This was confirmed by the police when the driver's body was found a few meters away. It belonged to 21-year-old Christopher Chandler, who had been missing since last July, was wanted for robbery, and the police considered that he was seriously injured and dragged to a few meters to find help. How did these drivers see an accident that day in December when it happened 5 months earlier at that same exact spot? The answer is not easy, and that's why the story took on the dimensions of a legend. Some people involved in metaphysical activities believe that the drivers saw a reproduction of the accident that the last moments of the 21-year-old person had, which led to the discovery of the accident and his body. We'll probably never know the truth, so the urban legend continues to hold 17 years later. Now, this is not the first or last time we're going to hear about something like this, that some kind of an imagination or hallucination happens to people that come to certain locations. And one thing I want to tell you about is what happens in Marathon. The Battle of Marathon took place about 490 BC in Marathon, Greece. It's a beautiful beach area, about an hour's ride north east of Athens. And that's where the Battle of Marathon took place. You know, the marathon run and everything, it started from there. Now, the Philippines ran from Marathon to Athens to tell them that the Persians, that the Greeks beat the Persians, but the Persians were going to the port of Piraeus, the port of Athens, and that Athens should get themselves ready, even though most of their soldiers were still tired from being at the Battle of Marathon. But anyway, make a long story short, this happened around September. And the Spartans couldn't join the ancient Greeks at Athens because they had the Rosh Hashanah, so in September. So they came 2 days after the battle. But what happens every September is that the people of Marathon who live there, you know, most people there are there for the summer because they're close to the beach, which is very shallow and very nice, clean water. They hear things above the area of where the battle took place. They hear clashes of swords and helmets, and shields and everything, and as if there's a battle going on. Some people even not only hear it, but they also see it above their heads, like a type of a vision while they're awake. So this is not the only place that it happens. It happens in a lot of locations where things like this used to go on. So nobody can understand. Nobody can explain why that happens actually, but it does happen. So maybe that's what happened in this case here. Anyway, I translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.